As a tech marketing and communications consultancy, our focus right now is really deepening our long-term strategic partnerships with our clients, right? So with AI evolving so quickly, our goal is to help them not just provide a specific service, but rather we support them to understand where and how to create value. Overusing AI for storytelling can be risky, right? I think AI is there to support, draft content creation, spark creativity, give us a push. But I think the risk is in over relying on it for storytelling and for communication and messaging. We recently launched our Hotwire AI Lab. Through the lab, we help clients build their AI roadmaps and apply AI in ways that can give them a competitive advantage.
This episode is brought to you by Phyllo, the universal solution for social media background checks and influencer vetting. If you work in background verification, brand reputation, image building, public relations, or influencer marketing, you know how crucial fast and reliable background screening is. With Phyllo Social Screening, you can run AI-powered social media background checks in just 15 minutes, spotting red flags, news mentions, and adverse media across platforms. Trusted by leaders like Global Background Screening, Gigan, Prembly, and Essential Screens, Phyllo Social Screening helps you save millions of dollars in crisis management. Check out the link in the description to book a demo today.
Hello everyone, this is Shubham Tiwari. I am the Associate Director of Content Marketing and Socials at Phyllo, the universal solution for social media background checks, influencer vetting, and social data access. This is Impulse Season 2, and we continue to bring wonderful guests to you, and you have been very supportive. You recently made us go past 175k subscribers, so thank you so much. It's because of you we get to do such wonderful episodes. In the line of wonderful episodes, today we have Sylvia Ortegon, Vice President of Global Marketing at Hotwire Global, a leading tech communications consultancy helping some of the world's most innovative brands find clarity, trust, and growth in an increasingly complex digital space. From her early career in LatAm and Spain to leading global marketing at Hotwire, Sylvia has built a fascinating journey across agencies, big tech, and entrepreneurship. She brings a truly global perspective on how brands should think about creators, culture, and the new realities of communications. Sylvia, welcome to Impulse Season 2.
Thank you for having me, Shaban. Nice to be here.
Great. Let's start on a fun note. What's the last creator trend or campaign you saw that made you smile, think, or even cringe a little?
Yes. Well, I've been in B2B marketing for a while now. And lately I've seen the creator culture permeate in like more traditionally conservative spaces like LinkedIn. So I am just very happy to see professionals embracing short form, like TikTok style videos, bringing humor, bringing personality, storytelling to topics that, once were more buttoned up and honestly a little boring. And yes, I've cringed a little, but I've also seen it done right? With creators bringing like real insight, real value, not just like a bunch of AI generated version of other people's thoughts, which, happens. So I find it to have like a much needed dose of humanity and freshness, like brought to the B2B industry, which is where I work on. So I can give you two examples, very different. I love Rand Fishkin. He talks about SEO, GEO. His videos are very educational, but very entertaining. It's almost like you get a wealth of learning through just watching him like talk, and he has a board, and he just does things so naturally. So I go to him for learning. Most recently, I followed, and I like her, and I know her very well, Meredith Klein. She has presence on LinkedIn. She has a Substack, and she makes these fantastic videos, short form, but she's always providing an insight, and she's always telling something valuable. So those are the two that I've seen in my world. I love seeing more and more of this brought to platforms such as LinkedIn.
Wonderful. Yeah. LinkedIn needs to loosen up, and there are creators now, B2B creators, thankfully, for doing
Yes.
this. I think the other day I saw a spoof of some Tarantino film. It was a scene recreated about a B2B product. It was wonderful. I'm forgetting the name of the creator. My bad. But Sylvia, you've had such a global career, LATAM, Spain, the US. Now you're steering Hotwire's marketing. What's one lesson about storytelling or cultural insight that has stayed consistent no matter the market, no matter the culture?
Yeah, this is a great question, and it's one that's I've been asked often. I think when it comes to storytelling, the why behind the story needs to be clear. It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter the market, right? It can be LatAm, can be Spain, can be the US, Canada. Like always start with why. I think a story might sound great, and but it doesn't if it doesn't serve a purpose, so what's the point of the story, right? So I think we have to ask why again and again, even if you have to ask it 5 6 times until it's solid, and then you can jump into the how and into the execution. Jumping to the what or to the how soon, no. You have to get the why right. I think that's the one thing on storytelling that I find to be a constant, no matter where. And it sounds so simple, but more often than not, we really want to want super quickly into like, oh, I have this great idea and we can execute like this and this and that. But just go back. Is that serving your purpose?
Yeah. First ideas are so enticing. You feel like just executing them, oh,
Yes.
this is the best idea, this is the most original idea out there. Speaking of, Hotwire, it has been an exciting, on an exciting growth trajectory. New clients, AI driven offerings. We'll touch more on AI later. A unique thoughtful working culture. So what's your vision for Hotwire's marketing in the next few years?
Yeah, the landscape is changing before our eyes, and it's really exciting and scary at the same time. So, as a tech marketing and communications consultancy, our focus right now is really deepening our long-term strategic partnerships with our clients, right? So, with AI evolving so quickly, our goal is to help them not just provide a specific service or develop or adopt a specific new tool, but rather to partner them to understand for them to understand, and we support them to understand where and how to create value, where tell compelling stories and drive growth ultimately, right? So it's about that vision is about strategic focus and to help them navigate through all of this change that we have before our eyes and move with agility, right? Deliver the kind of impact that it's going to really move the needle for them, if you will. And of course, we had an incredible team of consultants across the board and globally. But we also have a tech forward vision for this as a tech consultancy, of course. We recently launched our Hotwire AI Lab. And so this is a dedicated space where we have strategies, we have AI engineers, developers, data scientists. And it is a space where we explore, we test, we apply AI proprietary solutions that are specifically tailored for marketing and communications, right? So through the lab, we help clients build their AI roadmaps and apply AI in ways that can give them a competitive advantage. So I think that vision of not staying into like this specific service or this specific tactic, but look at our company as a true global wide consultancy that's going to help clients through a longer term vision. I
Right.
think it's what we envisioned for Hotwire marketing and for Hotwire in general, basically.
Wonderful. The idea behind Hotwire Labs, is it because you are trying to protect the interests of your clients because the data is very important, or is it something that you're developing for long term, investment on AI? Because a lot of people work with third party solutions, but you're building something in house. So what's the primary motivation here?
So primary motivation, well, I think it's both, right? Of course, we want to protect the integrity of the data and our clients' data.
Right.
We work with across both. Like we partner with third party solutions where, in that sense, we can be tech agnostic, if you will, but we also develop our own proprietary solutions. On both sides of the spectrum, we want to make sure that regardless if it's ours or third parties, we make sure that we partner with companies, if we partner with someone, that are serious enough, and then we make sure that the data integrity is there. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. And then on our own side, absolutely. I think that's one of course, um, objectives of the AI lab.
Right.
also to truly explore the array of possibilities that AI can bring to marketers and communicators.
Wonderful. Speaking more of the Hotwire's clients, particularly industries. So you've been navigating industries like cybersecurity, fintech, and enterprise tech. So how do you see influencer marketing fitting into these traditionally, let's say, not so open to kind new ways of like influencer marketing spaces? So what do you think?
Yeah. Oh, we were talking about B2B creators, right? So I think there's definitely an opportunity, especially as traditional channels become more and more decentralized. So influencer marketing isn't just about social media; it's about communities, it's about events, Substacks, podcasts, other spaces where these voices that typically have like such deep expertise in a particular sector, right, can really stand out. So I think there is a great area, and I've seen it because we at Hotwire we have a strong focus on cybersecurity, on fintech, on consumer tech, and I've seen these voices thrive, and it's it's a power of learning from them and getting informed on an everyday basis. There's so much out there that the more you can understand from the voices you trust, I think the better. So I think there is definitely space for sectors like this. If you think about these sectors, you know, they may look the same, if you will, or they may fall into the sea of like sameness, right? So the need to dare to break the mold, I think it's important. And I was just remembering, we recently worked on an integrated campaign for a leading cybersecurity brand, and we created this comic inspired world and campaign where the cybersecurity tools became the heroes, right? So it just
Okay.
shifts the perception from product to the narrative. Ultimately, of course, it delivered the results, which is what matter the most. But it's just like getting outside of that thinking. And this is an example of the campaign, but the same can be translated to someone that's a creator, someone that's gonna come and propose something to these sectors.
Right. That's a wonderful point. Changing the perception from product to narrative. I mean, I think that's right there, the title of our episode.
Exactly.
Going deeper with creators, influencing not just products but culture and reputation. What does success in a brand creator partnership look like to you? Beyond impressions and reach, what really matters nowadays?
As a marketer, I'll be really tempted to say engagement and conversions. That's only what matters. But that's not true. That's not only what matters. That holds true. But genuinely, I think you know how the creator connects with the brand and the audience. It's very important, right? So, are they sparking engaged conversations? Are they helping shift perception and build trust in a genuine way? So I think authenticity and trust and honesty are some of the things that drive people to action, right? There is also tremendous power in emulation. This holds true, of course, for products and B2C and fashion and all of that. But I think in other areas like B2B or culture too, like people want to do better, people want to be better, and creators who inspire that kind of growth, I think they're incredibly powerful and incredibly influential. So those are other things that I would look aside from engagement and conversions.
Yeah. And Hotwire is no stranger to, guiding clients through sensitive moments. How do you currently approach vetting and risk management in PR campaigns?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I think vetting is super essential. So in terms of like in two ways, if we're talking about PR campaigns and how we cut through those sensitive moments, I think this is at the core of what we do. So our approach to vetting and to reach management is deeply proactive. Like we're always scanning for potential risks. We're attuned with local and global news cycles. We have laser focus on our client industries, and we have expertise, of course, on that. So whether it's reviewing messaging, coaching executives, assessing stakeholder impact, monitoring sentiment, coverage. Our goal is to keep our clients ahead of the narrative as much as possible and then bring that strong reputational foundation that can almost withstand short-term challenges, if you will. And of course, we have the intelligence layer, right? Where we have the tech stack that also enable us to listen, to detect the trends, to gather information, and then that paired with the human expertise to do it. I think it's where we succeed. Yeah.
So you're using a mix of tech and human
Yes.
intervention.
Yes.
and and,
Absolutely.
and can you give us like specifics, like this number of people are vetting, they're using this many number of tools, so we can get an idea of like how is the human involvement, is it increasing or decreasing?
That's a great question. I think we have tech stack available to every single consultant at Hotwire. So it's like, I don't think there's a ratio. We have like almost, you can categorize the different tech stack, right? We have intelligence platforms where you are able to listen, to audit, to diagnose. And we have more like engagement creation tools where you're able to optimize for content, optimize for campaigns, so on and so forth. So I think the tech stack conversation is interesting because there's more and more and more. So I think we have to be just mindful of the kind of need that we have, and we have to be smart in the way we keep and maintain and update our tech stack. It is increasing. That's,
Yeah,
right now we have a full layer with AI visibility, right? We have our own proprietary tool for that. So the world is evolving, the technology is evolving, and some tech stack will become a little bit more obsolete unless it's updated, and other ones are going to be born. But I think the core, and you know this, right? We have influencer vetting, we have social listening, media monitoring, AI visibility, they this whole, right? And we have to use them, audience research and segmentation, all of those tools, right?
yeah, yeah. Tools can be really helpful, but creativity is of course always going to be there. So
Absolutely.
where do you think communications need to be communicators, sorry, need to be serious or cautious when it comes to adopting AI in storytelling and creator engagement? So let's say a creator is there and they have some sort of they have their own style of creating content, right? They are using some AI tools. So do you coach them also to what to do, what not to do in a in a campaign, and how does that work?
So wait, can you repeat me the question? Sorry, I'm going to stop you right there.
So simply put, where do you think communicators need to be cautious when it comes to adopting AI in storytelling?
Oh, okay. Yeah. you know, Overusing AI for storytelling can be risky, right? I think AI is there to support, draft content creation, spark creativity, give us a push. But I think the risk is in over relying on it for storytelling and for communication and messaging, right? There's nothing going back to what remains constant, like going back to your purpose and your own perspective, your own voice. And without that, really you're just becoming more the machine, right? You have
Yeah.
no unique perspective. So I think that's the risk. That's a risk, and that's one that we as communicators need to be super cautious about and super aware. At least for now. I don't know if like in 5 years this is going to be different, but today this I think this holds true.
I was coming to that only, and I really wanted to touch on like AI avatars, or these completely made up creators who are not even real. So where do you think the PR is going, especially at the intersection of B2B and tech heavy industries? Where do you see it?
That's a fantastic question. I think PR is going to have a significant transformation, and I think it's on various areas. I think the integration of AI and data and analytics that's happening now will help even more to what we just talked about, like forecast trends, sentiment shifts, optimize content, and all of that. So I think that will help most definitely the PR industry. I think the way in which we can hyper personalize messaging with the help of or the assistance of AI and tailor messaging for B2B sectors that can be super niche, it's going to be great as well. We talked about industry voices, right? As more and more AI generated content is out there, I think true voices that bring thought leadership, that bring unique perspectives, new insights, they will come front and center. So in this sense, having all those formats and it would represent an opportunity for communicators as well. Another thing that I think it's gonna make PR evolve in a fantastic way is we see now PR driving measurable business outcomes. So in this sense, I see more and more the lines of PR and marketing blurring, more even now where we know that earned media is being pulled and trusted more and more by AI, right? So I see more of this content being repurposed across paid and owned channels. So I think that's a fantastic opportunity as well. Another one that's more sensitive one in terms of the evolution of PR is on reputational management. So AI is going to start dominating more and more. So, and more concerns about privacy, about sustainability, about cybersecurity are going to take center stage, right? So, the role of PR on reputation management and storytelling, it's going to be relevant when it comes to navigating all of these narratives. So, I think there's an amazing opportunity for communicators and PR coming up.
Yeah, instead of being worried about AI replacing jobs, we should be thinking about how to use it and to open up new spaces. Maybe there's going to be a new version of PR which is more, as you said, be driven by marketing.
Exactly. I think it's, you know, of course there's that fear of, oh my God, I'm not gonna have a
Yeah,
job. I
yeah,
think the job it's gonna transform. Of course, a lot of the things that are repeatable, that are more tactical, executional, I think so, yes. That's gonna suffer in terms of that's gonna be done. But I think it's more the game of being strategic and thinking and how with all of these that now it's available to all of us,
yeah,
how are we going to make it, how are we going to stand out basically.
yeah. And Sylvia, what do you think? What kind of tech partnerships, whether it's influencer vetting tools, social listening platforms, or creator commerce, do you believe will define the next phase of PR and marketing?
Yeah. So if we think about how AI is transforming right now the media and the customer journeys, I think I'll talk for a little about B2C, I think, because it's fascinating. I think the convergence of these quantum technologies paired with AI search and commerce platforms, all of this combination will really redefine PR and marketing as we know it, right? So if you think about B2C in this multi-channel, multi-sensory engagement, I think that's truly gonna change and alter decision making. Then there's an adjustment that would need to happen. Now, when we think about B2B in technology industries, I see a dynamic ecosystem of tech partnerships and consulting partners happening to really enable and support enhance like efficiency, precision, agility, but also value creation in PR and marketing. So we were talking about intelligence platforms, right? So all of this tech stack that helps us listen and research and learn and predict. I see more a deep ecosystem that's going to probably integrate a lot of these things in one. And the same with engagement, right? We're super good at the diagnosis at this point. What's going to happen in terms of the creation? How are we going to bring all of these insights into action with content generation, AI optimization, multi-format storytelling? So a lot of that ecosystem is going to be, I don't want to say built because it's built already, but it's going to evolve. And then the other one is the data orchestration. Now we're going to be sitting loads of data, right? So
Yeah.
how our data is going to integrate and communicate with your different touch points to support your activities, right? Whether this is like breaking a campaign into hyper targeted segments, or understand what media you need to reach, or connecting workflows across PR and marketing. So I think that's also another ecosystem that's gonna be sitting there for B2B.
Right. Sylvia, you've been both a corporate leader and a founder with Monaco. What part of that entrepreneurial spirit still drives how you lead today?
A lot of it, a lot of the good and the bad. The bad informing, right? Not not replicating, but I think you need to dare to try always. You learn by making,
Hmm.
and then you fail, but then you have to keep on learning, keep on thinking, keep on iterating.
True.
I think you have to be scrappy when you need to, right? Not everything has to be done perfect, but the things that do, then they need to be clearly defined, right? I take risks. I'm not reckless because that's just not my style, but taking risks is important. And then there's the other aspect. We have to be human. We have to follow the
Yeah.
numbers, but we also, your gut has also things to say to you, right? So you have to follow them too as well. And be curious. Do not be a jerk. Always, always, always keep the curiosity and the learning going. I think that's it.
Wonderful. And just for fun, if you weren't building, global marketing strategies, what passion project or career might we have found you doing?
Oh my God, that one for me is super clear. I would love to be an interior designer. I'm obsessed.
Wow. Okay.
I love.
Pinterest. Pinterest is your thing?
Yes, Pinterest is my thing. My thing. Yes, I love creating spaces. I love, how they feel as much as how they look. I love it. I think that's one of my passions. I've done a few things. I hope I can do more. I'm sure I will. But yeah, that's one of them.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, yeah, couple of rituals that we make our guests go through. Can you give us a book recommendation? It can be your all-time favorite or something that you might be reading right now.
Oh my God, you're gonna laugh if I tell you where I'm reading right now. I'm reading a book. I have a 12-year-old, so I'm reading a book that's called Untangled, which
Oh,
is
wow.
like how to drive your kids or help understand and drive your kids from childhood to adulthood. So that's the one I'm reading. Maybe not relevant for our audience.
So that's wonderful. We collect all kind of book recommendations on this podcast.
Yeah, the other book that I read was from our former CEO, Heather Kernahan. The name of the book is Unstockable. So when you have that feeling of being stuck, right? And that happens to us throughout our career or certain moments or even our personal lives. And I found that book to be also really good.
Wonderful. Last ritual. Would you like to nominate someone for our show?
Ah, great question. Sure. I'm thinking about Matt Oakley. He leads our AI and
Oh, wow.
data and analytics.
Nice.
He can talk to you about AI all day. He's amazing. He's partnered with a bunch of people. And if I think of somebody else, of course, I'm going to send you away.
Thank you so much, Sylvia. Thank you for your
Thank
time today.
you.
Our episode has turned out really well. I'm pretty sure that our viewers will take out a lot of things from this one. I particularly liked your the phrase about taking a product from being a product to a narrative. Loved it. uh, thank you so much, Sylvia, again. And if you wanted to say anything or something in specific which I didn't ask, now's the time. So yeah.
What I can say is, I think most of the people in our industry, PR marketing, we are feeling like sometimes very excited about what's happening with technology, sometimes very overwhelmed. I think taking it one step at a time in the sense of what are the things that you have to think your company needs as opposed to what everybody's doing. I think it's an important thing. We're here to help. Absolutely. That's what we do with our clients. That's how we work through their challenges. And we would be happy to have a conversation with anyone that feels, honestly, without like strings or anything, that feels that they need a hand with their challenges. And I mean it, no strings attached.
Wonderful. We'll put Sylvia's LinkedIn profile in the description of this video. Do let us know. Do reach out to us as well as Sylvia if you have any questions or any comments for us. We'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Impulse, the influencer marketing podcast, is brought to you by Phyllo. Phyllo is the easiest way to get access to authenticated creator data from hundreds of different platforms. To know more about Phyllo, visit getphyllo.com. That's get. PHYLLO.com. Also, make sure to search for Influencer Marketing Podcast in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube Podcasts. And don't forget to click subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes. On behalf of the team here at Phyllo, thank you so much for listening.